Hey there, this is Shim for Body and Mind, and today's topic is meditation and energy levels. That's right, meditation and energy levels. It's important for us to understand the source of energy that we consume on an everyday basis and how it's related to meditation. So, some of the topics I'm going to cover here today are: what is the source of energy that we consume on an everyday basis? What leads to lower energy levels, and what happens when you meditate at lower energy levels? How to maintain higher energy levels, and what happens when you meditate at higher energy levels, and my experience meditating at lower energy levels and meditating at higher energy levels. So what is the source of energy that we consume on everyday basis? The air that we breathe is a source of energy that we consume on everyday basis. The food that we eat is a source of energy that we consume on everyday basis. The sleep that we get is the source of energy that we consume on everyday basis. The sunlight and the water is also the source of energy that we consume on everyday basis. Now let's talk about what leads to lower energy levels and what happens when you meditate at lower energy levels. So if you have bad food habits, if you eat more food or less food, that leads to lower energy levels. If you don't get enough amount of sleep, that leads to lower energy levels. If you don't receive proper sunlight, that leads to bad energy levels. If you don't surround yourself with positive people and positive environment, where the place that you live and the people that you work with or the people that you deal with on everyday basis, if that is draining your energy, that leads to a lower energy levels. Now what happens when you meditate at lower energy levels? When you meditate at lower energy levels, your focus levels are low, so you can relax yourself, you can re-energize yourself, but that's the only experience you will have when you meditate at lower energy levels. Now let's talk about how to maintain higher energy levels and what happens when you meditate at higher energy levels. Having good food habits, that contributes to higher energy levels. Getting quality air and receiving right amount of sunlight, that leads to higher energy levels, which means that you need to go for a jog in the morning where you receive quality air and proper sunlight, which leads to a higher energy levels. Drinking enough amount of water, that leads to higher energy levels. Getting enough amount of sleep, that leads to a higher energy levels. Creating a positive environment for yourself, that means the place that you live, the people that you deal with, the place that you work, creating a positive environment leads to a higher energy levels. Now let's talk about what happens when you meditate at higher energy levels and what will be your experience. When you meditate at higher energy levels, your focus levels are so high, you can attain higher conscious state of mind. That's when the third eye opens up, you can see different colors. That's when you can trigger the brain receptors like endorphin, dopamine, serotonin. Serotonin leads to expansion of consciousness. So you can have a blissful experience when your focus levels are high, and when you meditate, that's when you have a blissful experience. That's why you see this Buddhist monks, they have a positive environment and they have people who meditate all the time, so they always are in a positive environment. So that's why when they meditate, they have higher conscious state of mind. Now let's talk about my experience meditating at higher energy levels and lower energy levels. When I used to meditate at lower energy levels, I used to re-energize myself, but I used to drain my energy when I used to go out. So it's like back and forth. I used to re-energize, and when I used to go out, I used to drain my energy. Now when I meditate, because I moved to a new place, now when I meditate, it's totally different. I focus on myself a lot. I started eating right amount of food. I started getting right amount of sleep. I go outside. I do jog in the morning, run in the morning, where I receive good amount of sunlight and quality air. Now when I meditate, I'm able to open up the third eye, see colors. My meditative experience is so different because I created myself a positive environment and my energy levels are so high. So the source of energy that I'm consuming, and I'm able to focus on the source of energy that I'm consuming. So my meditative experience is blissful and it's totally different. So the whole point of this video is maintain a higher energy levels and have a blissful experience meditating. Thank you and peace.